Thank you to everyone who has been listening to the Northwest Florida Daily News Dandy Dozen mini podcasts, which have been appearing every day to accompany a Dandy Dozen article on nwfdailynews.com. Keep listening to them. Keep reading the articles. It's awesome. It's going to go all the way through Friday, August 28th. Before we get to the episode with South Walton's Joe Ledo-Massey, I want to talk about one of the sponsors in the high school football season preview section, AJ's Seafood and Oyster Bar out in Destin. It's one of the first places I went to whenever I moved to the area. They've got college football on Saturdays, or really any day that they're playing college football, any day there's a game going on, they're going to probably have it on TV. They've got NFL games all day on Sunday. AJ's Seafood and Oyster Bar. It's located at 116 Highway 98 East, about a quarter of a mile east of the Destin Bridge. The phone number 850-837-1913. Check them out. Devin Golden, sports writer with the Northwest Florida Daily News, doing the Dandy Dozen mini podcast, and I've got South Walton High School's Joe Ledo-Massey, a senior who plays just about everywhere, right? I mean,
just
pretty
about
much
wherever they need
just
me.
about wherever they need you to be. Running back, if you need to play wide receiver. Play a little bit of quarterback, I think. I think you did that in the spring game, right?
Yes,
a little bit of that in the spring game. On defense, linebacker. Do you kick? Do you take field goals too?
Yes, sir. When our starting kicker is injured, then I'll back him up.
Really?
Yes, sir. And then whenever he's kicking, I'm long snapping for him.
Really?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Do you have a soccer background?
I guess you could say, like every other young kid that plays every sport, that's my soccer background. Ever since rec league, though, love to kick field goals, so just kind of got into it. Soccer kind of taught me that kicking style, hitting it right near the ankle.
Don't kick with your toe.
Yes, sir.
Like a lot of kickers do.
No,
Don't kick with your toe.
Not old style. No. That's my soccer background. But,
okay. Do you do punts as well? I guess if the punter was injured, you would take punts, and then you would be a fake punt threat? No. You don't do it?
No,
you don't do it? Okay. Okay, so that has not been in the arsenal unless you're hiding something and you want to keep it secret.
Yeah, can't tell you.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Last year, South Walton passed for all those yards, had that kind of that aerial attack. Without Jonathan Orton or without Alex Smith, does the offense change at all, or does the offense stay pretty much the same?
Having Alex Smith and Jonathan Ortner back there last year on the offensive side really helped out. Both of them were experienced, played a couple years on varsity. So now this year, coming in with some new guys, especially at the quarterback position, we have two guys that transferred schools, moved schools, Jack Matthews and Dylan Bates.
Okay.
Or not my bad, Jack Bruner and Dylan Bates.
Jack Bruner, who's going to be a senior.
He'll be a senior next year. He'll be a junior this year.
And then Dylan
Bates is a senior this year.
He's going to be a senior. And
so,
he came from Freeport, and Jack came from Choctaw, I believe. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
So our offense, it's an up-tempo offense. There's a lot for the quarterback to know. It's really dependent on how well the quarterback can handle the offense. So just transitioning to that will, it's tough, but I have confidence in him.
Who's a wide receiver maybe that could kind of replace that Alex Smith type, going into this season? Does anyone replace him? Is there anyone that kind of stands out?
I wouldn't say replace, but a couple good receivers that we have, Jara
Crittenden, okay.
Yep. Actually, Jack Bruner's, he also plays receiver too.
He can do pretty much anything as well, I've heard.
Yes, sir. He can catch, he can throw. We have a couple good receivers that can handle the ball pretty well.
Okay.
Receive.
Okay. You second straight year last year, and I'm gonna have to ask this. I have to ask the Port St. Joe question.
Yeah.
2 years in a row, you guys lose the Port St. Joe in the region playoffs, region semifinals. Is this a rivalry now, especially with them getting into your district?
I wouldn't say it's so much a rivalry. It's always good playing against good competition, and we're definitely out to beat them this year.
An obstacle. We can say it's an obstacle.
Yeah, we're definitely, we're going to prepare hard for that week, just like every other week, and try to beat them like every other team. But definitely having losing to them the past 2 years, it's
it ignites a little bit of a fire.
Yeah, a little motivation.
Okay. When you look at the schedule, again, you're a senior. When you look at the schedule, what are some teams that you just get really hyped? Just get excited to play. Any team on the schedule.
Well, the teams that we lost to last year.
Walton.
So Walton, Port St. Joe.
And you play them both again.
Yes,
which
sir.
is always fun.
Yeah, we have a pretty solid schedule this year, so it'll be fun. But yeah, Walton, Port St. Joe, Blountstown is always
Baker.
good. Baker's
I
coming
know
out.
Baker was a big one last year because you guys ended their regular season streak.
In the spring game, we got them, and so I think they're a little hyped to come back and show us what they got.
What about Freeport? I mean, they're the closest
Freeport.
school, I think.
Yeah. I mean, they're more like a rival school. If you bring up that, as in the past 2 years we beat them. Previously, we hadn't beat them before, so it's nice to beat them. We're definitely looking out to do that.
Playing for a small school, you especially have to play, both sides of the ball. Again, sometimes I guess you're kicking. If the kicker gets injured, do you ever get tired? I mean, and at any point, do you ever have to take a break and come out? I mean, I don't know. How do you handle that? How do you manage that? How does the coach manage that?
I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. You definitely get tired. I mean, I'm sure almost anyone would get tired.
Yeah.
Pretty much, you get tired. We have a good rotation on offense with our running backs. On offense, I mainly play running back with a couple, like 3 other guys. So we'll rotate in and out. If one of us are we had a hard time on defense, really running around to the ball, then we'll tell our running back coach, he'll talk to us about it, give us a little break. Defense was our weakness, so it's a priority to try to keep our defense.
You guys got the name the Dirty Birds, right? Was that the nickname last year for last year? Who thought of that?
Yeah, Coach Tiza.
Coach Tiza thought of that.
Coach.
Okay. Does that come back for this season? Mm-hmm. Do you guys return that?
Yeah, every year.
Okay.
Every year. You got to earn, we have these T-shirts. You got to earn the Dirty Bird T-shirt.
Do a couple locker room questions, and I'll let you go. Who's the strongest kid in the locker room in South Walton? And you can't say yourself.
Donnie Groskopf. Yeah.
What position does he play?
Plays running back.
Fastest in the locker room.
Fastest.
Jair Crittenden? Okay.
Yes,
Most serious?
Probably Austin Garofalo.
Austin Garofalo. Okay.
Yes,
and funniest?
Well, that's a tough one. We got a couple funny guys on team. Dylan Bates. Got a lot of humor to him.
What is it? Is it dry humor? Is it on the field? Does it translate on the field, or is it always in the locker room?
It's it transfers on and off.
Really?
He's always a
lighten in the mood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lighten his mood. Always trying to bring everyone up.
What is your personality like? Right, let's say 30 minutes before a game starts, before you guys are going out. Are you someone who's in everyone's face? Slamming locker rooms, kind of that cliche of a football player, or are you more to yourself?
Before games, in the past couple of years, we've coaches allowed us to play music in the locker room before the games. Just to stay loose. A lot of teams get pretty serious, and we're our attitude's serious. We want to win the game. We're thinking about our responsibility and task and everything. But it's worked. It's shown on our. With our record, we just try to stay loose, not get too tense.
Okay. Again, I appreciate doing this. Congratulations, and I know every South Walton fan needs to get out Friday nights. Obviously, watch you guys. 'Cause it's gonna be a fun district.